Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how you can get easier lobbies in Call of Duty, because I understand that not everyone has time and energy to grind COD and get better at the game. And sometimes you want to kick back, play the game, and get some easy wins. And so, the solution to this is getting access to bot lobbies, which are not as hyper-competitive as normal Call of Duty, and especially Warzone. Now, the way you can access these is by using a VPN. So what a VPN does is that it'll make it look like you're playing Call of Duty from another location while not being physically there. All you have to do is simply download and install one of these VPNs, and I'll be sure to keep links to pricing and discounts as well as full reviews in the description down below if you guys are interested in any of these VPNs and would like to save some money off all your subscriptions. But essentially, these are some of the best VPNs that you can use to make sure that you have the lowest ping possible and avoid DDoS attacks here and there. But again, when it comes to bot lobbies, if you want to make sure that you're connected to a country that is fairly far away, far enough to be in a completely different time zone, then you can be playing in the morning of the country that you're connected to. So for example, Germany is normally 6 hours ahead of time in New York. So let's say I want to connect to the German server because it's 12 a.m. in New York, and it'll be around 5 or 6 a.m. in Germany. And if you connect to Germany at that time, then naturally there won't be as many players playing, and the lobbies will be automatically filled with bots. So again, the way this works is you just download and install one of these VPNs. Let's say you decide to go for ExpressVPN, which is my personal go-to choice. All you need to do is click on all locations, search for Germany in the search bar, and connect to one of the servers that pop up. Oh, and as you can see, it literally took less than a second to connect with ExpressVPN, which is one of the reasons why I prefer Express as my daily driver. Now, once you're connected to the German server, you can go to any IP finder online and check whether or not your IP address has successfully changed. As you can see here, it says my IP address changed, and it seems like I'm now physically located in Germany despite not being there. So once you do that, the next step here is to go to Steam settings, click on downloads, and make sure you change your region to match the country you've chosen, which in my case is Germany. This typically makes the difference for me, honestly. So make sure that you change the region here as well, just in case. And once you're done with that, you're basically good to go, as long as you're connected to a time zone where it's just so early there compared to your own time zone. But keep in mind, of course, if let's say you're in New York and you're connecting to a server in Tokyo, you're not exactly going to be having the best time playing, because the closer you are to the game server, the better ping you're going to have. It's natural. So you probably want to keep it in the European region if you're in New York. But if you're in Europe, then you're probably going to be able to play with a bunch more regions like most of Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and the United States. And one last thing, of course, when it comes to connecting to the servers, if you want to make sure that your ping is about as good as it gets, you want to connect to the closest VPN server to you. So let's say you're in New York and you want to connect to a Madrid lobby for the sake of the example. This is technically speaking going to give you the best ping possible because it's got the shortest distance. So what you can do is connect to the VPN server in Madrid, and that will ensure the best ping that you can get. And so keep in mind that the further you go, the worse the ping will get, and the closer the VPN server is to you, the better your ping is going to get. Now, obviously, a VPN is not just going to be useful for accessing bot lobbies in Call of Duty, and this is not the only use for a VPN. You see, you can use it to access all kinds of streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, BBC iPlayer, and Amazon Prime Video, including all of their international libraries. Speaking of streaming, if you're a Call of Duty streamer, you can avoid IP tracking, DDoS attacks, swatting, and other trafficking attempts by simply turning on the VPN, as it automatically hides your IP address and masks it with the IP address of the server you're connected to. Besides that, using a VPN will also hide your traffic and online activity so that nobody will be able to know what you're doing online. Not your government, your ISP, or any other bad actor for the most part. Now, you might be wondering, but what about the VPN providers themselves? You know, won't they collect my information and sell it to third parties and whatnot? And yes, you would be right if you made the assumption that most VPNs collect your data, because in fact, they do so. That's why I've chosen 3 VPNs that don't collect, share, or sell your data. And they have a lot of evidence to prove this through the independent audits that they've gone through every single year. And that especially goes for ExpressVPN, as they spent a lot of resources making sure they go through these audits to double check on everything and make sure that their network is safe and secure. And it also is to show everybody that they indeed uphold their no logs policy. Now, this is the same case for Nord and Surfshark, but the reason I prefer Express is because it was tested in a real-life situation in 2017 when the Turkish government seized an ExpressVPN server as part of an investigation, but they were still unable to access any information out of the server thanks to their true no-logs policy. So this is something that I really appreciate, and part of the reason why I like to use Express over anything else. Now, NordVPN is a great option if you're looking for the maximum number of countries and the fastest download and upload speeds, and this is specifically thanks to the NordLynx protocol, which makes NordVPN arguably the fastest VPN in the industry. And as far as countries go, Nord will give you access to content from 118 countries, and that's the most I've seen offered by a VPN. though do keep in mind that it isn't that much more than ExpressVPN's 105 countries and Surfshark's 100 countries. Besides that, Nord offers the biggest bundle of bonus features to boost your online security, such as threat protection, which acts as a mini antivirus, dark web monitor to keep an eye on your information on the dark web, and a bunch of specialty servers that can be extremely useful depending on your activity. So if you're looking for that maximum number of countries and really high performance, then go with Nord, especially since you'll be getting a bunch of bonus features that can be very useful in a handful of situations. Moving on to Surfshark, this is going to be the best budget VPN that gets the job done at the cheapest possible cost without sacrificing security or any important features. Sure, there might be some speed compromises here and there, but what I really like about Surfshark is that it allows for an unlimited number of devices to be secured with just one subscription, so you can share it around with as many friends and family members as you like. Besides that, it has this little shortcut here that says Test Location Speeds, and once you click that, it'll give you the ping for every single available location on this list. So you can just pick the server with the best ping possible and get into the action right away. Now, as far as security goes, Surfshark is extremely secure, just like Express and Nord. But again, when it comes to download and upload speed, you might notice a slight decrease with Surfshark of about 5 to 10% compared to Express and Nord. That said, this shouldn't really affect your ping that much, especially if you're connected to servers within close proximity. So yeah, as far as ping goes, I've tested Surfshark, Express, and Nord with a bunch of different games like Tekken, Elden Ring, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, Fortnite, and a bunch of other games, and they work perfectly fine. I tried European servers, American servers, some of the more nearby Asian servers, and they all work great. So if you guys are interested in any of those, again, I'll leave all the links to reviews and discounts if you end up getting any of them. Besides that, that'll be it for this video. Comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Like and subscribe for more cybersecurity and VPN content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day.